Well, hi, everyone. I'm Jeremy Laney.
And I'm Jenny Straub.
And thank you so much for joining our Cappy Hour. So we do want to just quick reminder, Jenny, we're recording this, right?
We sure are.
And we've got people manning the chat in the dialogue boxes. So if you have questions throughout the presentation, feel free to ask that of the panelists. Craig and Shauna are out there. They're very well versed in all things outdoor cap, and you'll get answers kind of on the fly as we go. But Jenny, this is literally to the day our 1 year anniversary of our first Cappy Hour.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, we didn't even rehearse that part of it. But I mean, it's crazy to think a year ago, we were like, how do we engage our customers? How are we going to be able to do that? And I think you came up with the term Cappy Hour. And we just said, let's do it. Let's just go out on a leap of faith. Let's get out of our comfort zone and get in front of a camera, right? And we started spinning up these Cappy Hours. And we know that there's been over 1,000 unique distributors that have participated in our Cappy Hours over the course of the last 12 months. So we're very thankful for those of you that have joined us today. We're thankful for those that have joined in the past sessions as well. Hopefully, we're all seeing an uptick in business. March has been a good month for Outdoor Cap. January, February, a little sluggish, but March sure seems like business is starting to kind of come back online, and we hope that's the same for you guys. You know, Jenny, I think back to April 1st of last year, you did the world's best April Fool's Day prank. So a year ago, this was foreign to so many of us, was it not?
I think we practiced like 4 days in a row.
It was. I mean, we're like, I don't like seeing myself on camera. Where do I look? All this kind of stuff. And we're like, what are we going to do? So Jenny over here is about 30, 45 minutes before we're about ready to go on for our first Cappy Hour. She texts me and she's like, Jeremy, I'm sick. I'm not going to be able to make it in today. And I was freaking out. I didn't know how to turn the camera on. I didn't know what to do. So then she rounds into my office and says, gotcha. So queen of April Fool's Day jokes right here. She promised me she doesn't go back-to-back years, so I'm safe this year.
Next year.
But watch out for all the other people around the office because she is good at that. But
and then we got Ben, who's behind the controls today. You then emailed him and said, oh, by the way, Jenny's called in sick. Can you jump in? And Ben's response was, glad I shaved today.
Yeah,
so then we got him too.
We passed it on. We passed it on. And
Exactly.
So we're all a little bit of panic mode. Ben, cool as a cucumber, was like, no problem. I got this, you know. But so today we're going to talk about the patch revolution. We might even call it the patch evolution. So back in 2019, we launched our patch program here at Outdoor Cap. And in that time, I'll say that we've exceeded our own expectations, Jenny. We really have. The patch, we knew that it was on trend when we launched it. We knew that it was all over retail, and we were trying to find that formula to get into the patches domestically. And we'll talk a little bit about that journey here in a little bit. But currently today, Jenny, it's almost 30% of our domestic volume is done in patches. You know, embroidery is obviously still the most sought after decoration technique, but many of you have adopted our patch program, and for that we're very thankful. For those that haven't come on board and necessarily done a patch cap just yet, we encourage you to pay attention throughout the next 30 minutes or so. Take that first step. Let us do a virtual, create a sample for you, and get yourself into this patch program, because I promise you it's something different. If you haven't shown it yet, it's something different that your clients haven't seen from you, and that's all what we need to be showing. We need to be showing the next new thing. And today, we'll introduce quite a few new things to you. So, Jenny, they're talking about March Madness everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. I swear that I saw a news blurb about that there's a national champion already crowned in March Madness. Is there not?
There is a national champion.
Where did I see that?
You saw that on the ASI Promo Insanity contest. So we were so excited that Headwear was chosen the winner as the most sought after promotional product. And you can see over there on our little bracket, we beat out notebooks, we beat out the backpacks and tote bags and t-shirts and even PPE things too. Yeah. So we're really excited about that. And then when we went head to head with drinkware, hats was the winner there too. Yeah. I don't just say we, because it's all of Headwear, but
we're the Headwear experts, so we can claim the number one spot. But I mean, there's some heavy hitters up there. But Jenny, we've known forever that caps are one of the most effective brand building tools out there in the promo space, right?
For sure. And that's why on this slide, as many of you have joined us in the past, at our Cappy hours, we always start with the value of headwear. And the reason is these aren't our statistics. These are PPAI statistics that they've done. And we can see here with different little chart that we're showing here, but I always hone in on that each cap creates over 3,400 impressions. I mean, that's a really great low cost per impression. And what I do is I take it even further and say, hey, 48 pieces is our minimum of our caps for an order. And if you times that by 3,400 impressions, you're getting over 163,000 impressions for the lifetime of the cap. And, you know, that's what we really want you to tell your end user is look at how many times you're going to get an impression for making this investment. And it's really kind of a low cost per impression. The thing about it though is the cap has to look and feel good. And that's where we want to really hone in and show you some of these decorating techniques and methods. And so the cap can really look retail inspired and really be one that wants to be worn over and over again. So that's why we think that headwear matches that promo insanity as the number one.
Oh, no doubt.
Promo.
No doubt. And, you know, we see it all over Northwest Arkansas. People are getting out, right? Spring is here. People are wanting to get out. We're seeing businesses, you know, that maybe were not quite as aggressive advertising themselves, marketing themselves. They're able to get maybe a few more people in their restaurant. And so they're getting their customers back. And, you know, we were talking earlier, it's like, why not go ahead, you know, new customer coffee shop, right? Give a cap away for these customers that, as they're coming back. What they're going to do is they're going to put that cap on. They're going to wear it around the community, and everybody else is going to know that, oh, you know, the coffee bean must be back open, and they're going to go and support that local business. And so it's a walking endorsement. We've talked about that. It's a walking billboard around the community. But again, Jenny said it best. If it doesn't fit right, if it's not on trend and it's not something that people want to wear, those 3,400 impressions go to zero, right?
Exactly.
I mean, they literally go to zero if they're not ever worn. So we encourage a good looking cap that's on trend. That's what we try to promote here at Outdoor Cap, decorated well with your client's logo, and all of these numbers will be realized for them. But take this information and pass it down to that next level, educate them on how many times that their brand can be seen in the local community. So really powerful statement there for sure.
And this actual flyer is on our website. So under resources. So it's really easy for you just to grab it and send it to your end user as well.
Yeah. Marry this, attach this along with a virtual. Say, hey, Perfect. I've created this unique virtual for you. And oh, by the way, this is why I'm showing you a cap today, right?
That's
so
perfect.
The next slide we'll transition to. So before we jump into what's new, we want to kind of reverse course here a little bit and talk about how we got where we are today with patches. So Jenny, you know, I've shared this story multiple times on the Cappy hours, but we could have some new folks out there. So Outdoor Cap had two paths that we could have taken back in 2019 when we introduced this. We could have outsourced our patches from some very reputable patch people within the promotional product space, which would have been a fine path to take. But we said, you know what, let's be different. And so what we did was we went on this journey and we started to create patches. We built this network to create patches on our own from rolled goods. So we went out and bought the laser etcher. We went out and bought the sublimation machine. We went out and bought the marrowed machine, which creates that good traditional looking edge on our cloth patches. And we said, let's do it all in-house. So we make the patches and we apply them to the caps in-house at Outdoor Cap. That has been a huge advantage for us over the course of the last couple of years because we can control our costs. We can control our own lead times. There's never really a kink in the lead time. We can see it coming. We might have to adjust a day or two here and there throughout the process. But overall, everything is managed here at Outdoor Cap. And so, you know, just really proud of the team embarking on a new journey and saying, let's try something new. And we built it, you know, kind of built it from scratch. But we'll kind of go through some of the patches that have got us here today. You can see the embroidered twill patches up there on the screen. So that's your classic patch look. You put that on a trucker cap, and now you've got this old school embroidered twill patch married with a trucker cap. You've got nostalgia right there, right? Exactly. And so that's a great look. And then we have sublimation, the Stormborn, the Ozarks, the Northridge are all sublimation. And those we encourage folks, when there is a PMS color match, you know, enigma that you got to work your way through, or there's a high
Stitch count.
High stitch count, or even, a complicated logo, that has a lot of depth and other things into it in detail. Sublimation's a great way to go because you can get all of that registration in there.
And even like look at the Northridge that you're seeing there on the screen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great when you have a gradient, or on the Ozarks. I mean, it's showing the trees and the foliage in the behind it, and then the logo above it. So you can do it, a building or anything like that on that sublimated patch.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Great.
And we have two edges, right? So we have the marrowed edge, the wax max up in the top center. That's your marrowed edge. So that's that's a satin stitch, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so that's your tighter, done on an embroidery machine. But then you come down to Stormborn, and it's more of a looping process, kind of the old school look of a patch. And that's the marrowed edge. So right now the business is really 50-50. It's the types of edges that we put on them. It's really personal preference, but the business says it's about 50-50. So it's really a coin toss. The next particular slide shows our leading patch substrate, and that's the genuine leather, right? So we offer it in the light tan as well as the dark chocolate. Tons of shapes. So between the leather, the sublimation, and the embroidered twill, we have 29 shapes and sizes that we do in our stock program. What I love about the leather is it's all American made. So the tannery that we source our leather hides from is out in West Texas. We laser etch and condition the leather here in Northwest Arkansas, and we apply them to the caps right here. So right now we're seeing just short of 50% of the volume is done in leather. So those other two substrates make up the difference. So this is where the trends are definitely going today. And so Jenny, what we want to show them is what's now evolving right in our leather offer.
And real quick before we switch that slide, if you see that little cap, the outdoor cap in the corner, that means we can put that patch either on the front left wear side or the right wear side, which has really been very retail looking. So just wanted to point that out as well. So here's the revolution. We created the faux leather patches, and you can see there, the world is full of color when it comes to logos. So that's why we wanted to bring this out and offer this so that your end user can really showcase their logo. Just some beautiful colors. Now, what'll happen is there's an underlay color. So that's why you're seeing bamboo / black, right? Because the black will be where we're lasering, and it's going to pop through. Just some great color selection. And then I want to point out the cork, which is great. I mean, when you look at that, you just see that it's very similar to like the cork sickle type of drinkware pieces, or you're seeing cork notebooks. And that trend has been around for a little bit, but it's great to see it on the cap as well. And then that bamboo, that's great because it looks like a wood grain, and it's perfect for like home builders like you have on, and flooring companies and things like that. And we'll kind of talk to you a little bit about some other end users that we have in mind for some custom shapes as well.
Absolutely. And what I love about some of these is the contrast that you get, the bold contrast. Our leather patches today are tonal, and that's a lot of what's inspired out there at retail. But we're selling marketing, we're selling advertising, we're selling brand awareness. And so some customers might want to I want my logo to be seen when someone's coming wearing a cap, right? And so some of these have a lot of contrast to them. So that might be another selling pitch for the faux leather and some of the colors. So in addition to introducing the colors of leather patches, we also have custom shapes. And so we're excited about this. Jenny, I think back to the very first time I pitched our patch program. I went through the sublimation. I went through the embroidered twill. There was somebody in the back was like, hey, do you have leather patches? It's like, no, but can you sell what we have? And so we went on this journey. We're like, hey, we've got to come back. We got to pivot, and we need leather. Second most asked question was, can you do custom shapes, right? And it's like, no, we're not quite there yet. Don't know how we're going to execute that just yet, but we're ready to execute. We launched this last week. We're educating you all this week. So here's just a few quick examples. Jenny and I are going to show a few more here in just a second, but state outlines, the Barkery there, right? So that Barkery Dog Treats logo would have fit in one of our standard ovals, but it wouldn't have been unique. I mean, it would have looked like every other patch. And now the Barkery Dog Treats has something unique on their cap that nobody else would necessarily have. And so Jenny, when her and I were preparing for this yesterday, I said, hey, I'm having a hard time getting my head around, what companies are going to utilize custom shapes. I couldn't get the traction going. And I said, what about you? And I mean, Jenny was just like, this. I was like, whoa. That's what we need. We need to save that for tomorrow. Let's brainstorm with our customer base. Let's give them some markets that are obviously have an affinity towards headwear. And let's brainstorm and give them some ideas of how you would customize a patch to a particular industry. So we'll go to the next slide and walk through that.
So we're just going to show you this slide that has key markets for headwear and just kind of delve a little bit deeper into what a custom shape could be. So for example, the construction, we've talked about this a couple times, but you have your electricians, your landscapers, your painters, your plumbers, even the roofers. So the hat that you have on, Jeremy, is an outline of a roof. So that would be great if the roofer put their name on it, and it makes it just one of a kind instead of just a circle patch with their logo on it, right? The landscaper, you could do a tree. Plumbers, you can do what, Jeremy, on that? You could do a custom.
We're doing the toilet that we did in rehearsal. I mean, why would you not do a toilet on a plumber's patch?
Exactly, it would catch your attention.
It gets your attention in a hurry. I don't know if anybody would wear that one.
It?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know if they would or not. But I mean, we know that not every logo fits in the perfect box, right? Or a perfect oval. And so that's why these custom shapes are so great.
Perfect. So like on the beverage, it's really easy. If you're a brewery, you can have your logo, but why not do a beer stein or a beer can? Or the cork is perfect for wineries. I already had a customer call and go, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing cork. We're going to use that winery. And so that's perfect for that as well. And then we know from just seeing some of the industry newsletters and things that restaurants are really starting to do more promo products and selling them as an additional revenue stream. So I think that's, you have to have a headwear in that mix, right? Every brewery we go to, which is a lot, is, I'm going right to the merch side of it and saying, okay, what hat are they using? And most of the time it's ours. So I'm happy about that. For sure. And you can just kind of adapt over and over and over again, just the different types of markets, and brainstorm yourself and think about those top 10 clients of yours and saying, okay, what can I do? Education, you could do an Apple. There's all different things that you can do. So be creative and let us be creative for you too. And again, 48 pieces, we'll do a virtual for you first, you approve it, and then we're actually going to give you a spec sample with a custom patch on there at 48 piece minimum. So that's awesome at no charge, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a ton of business in logistics, right? We talked about possibly tractor trailer. You've got landscaping that they all have their unique logo. The folks that helped me with my landscaping years ago, we built the house called the Joshua tree. They had this big, massive oak tree that they had screen printed on the back of their t-shirts, their work shirts. They'd never be able to get that on a hat before, but now that's something that they could do. And so
hopefully their distributor is going to suggest
so somebody who ever has the Joshua Trees business, you'll probably want to do that. But expand your mind. Again, we've all been boxed into patches, right? It's stock shapes. This is what we can do. But now you can think outside of that. And our designers can help with that. So Jenny, we wanted to kind of walk through some of so we'll go live mode because we want to do some close-ups, but we want to refresh on the current patches, how great they look on some of our key products. We're going to show some of the custom shapes and how those are applied, because that is a little bit different than how we apply some of the other shapes. So let's walk through that.
Yeah. So the first one I'm going to show you, this is our embroidered patch. And just like Jeremy said, this kind of gives you that old school, nice looking patch look. And I will tell you that this is our number one, our most comfortable cap that you'll ever put on. I will tell you that Jeremy wore this cap a lot during quarantine because he couldn't get a haircut. So
it's a little bushy.
I
needed some stretch. So that's our RGR 360.
Yes. What did I say? Did I say that?
You didn't say it.
Oh, that's RGR 360M. So perfect. Thank you. And then a lot of times people say, oh, you couldn't really possibly put a patch on an unstructured cap, but yes, you can. This is our GWT 111, and that cap looks great, but this is an example of a sublimated patch for you. And then the next one is the genuine leather that we talked about. We have the tan leather, and then we also have the chocolate leather. And just like Jeremy was saying, it's more tone on tone. You can't see that as well as some of the other ones he's going to show you, but look at that chocolate patch with the brown mesh back here. And this is on one of our new caps. This is our OC771P. The P stands for the printed look there on the cap, on the bill of the cap. Very popular already. The Southwest trend of Aztec is really going across the country. So that's perfect. And then I'm going to show just this, which shows you some of our patches that we've done, which are the faux patches that you can see here. So this is that black with the silver popping out. And just love that teal patch. This is a custom / faux, custom or faux leather patch. So we can do any of the faux colors in a custom shape as well, which I think is great. Love this for any of the high schools that are around, and you can do their mascot up there or any of their different ways that they show their high schools.
Right. Great for booster clubs, anything like that. Maybe not necessarily on the field, but great booster club cap, right?
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to show a few of our custom shapes here just real quick. So if we can pan over, Jenny mentioned just a second ago the state outlines, right? And so here we'll get a little closer. I saw one comment, could that get a little closer to the screen? So hopefully this works. But there you go, Ben, thank you. So here's a custom shape state. Obviously, we all know Texas. Those guys are pretty proud of it, but now we're incorporating the Texas flag into that. But you'll notice here, there is no tack down stitch. So all of the custom shapes, I think I mentioned this earlier, Jenny, but I want to reiterate it because I think I saw it on the chat. All of the custom shapes will be heat applied. We cannot necessarily work through some of these tight angles. We don't know what custom shapes are coming next either, right? And so we need to be able to be nimble. And so we're definitely will be heat sealing our custom shapes. But you can see it makes a nice clean application to the cap there. The next cap is our OC501. Love this cap. New style introduced in 2021. This looks kind of an old school cap, but nothing about this cap is old. This is a performance-based, it's a crushable style. You'll notice that visor board just crushes up there. Really, we try to position this thing towards the active outdoor enthusiasts, right? Guys and gals that love to hike, backpack, whether it's kayaking, canoeing, anything outside that's active. And so our team took this Outdoor Adventures logo and said, how can we make that special? We could have taken that portion of the logo, simply put it into an oval or a rectangle and said, here's your patch. But we didn't. We took a mountain. Whoa, I'm bouncing all over the place here. So we took the mountain landscape there and created a very, very unique patch that this company would never have seen before until we put that together. So our designers, guys, I want to emphasize that, are here to help create that unique look. One last one, offset to the lower left panel, we have the Mercury Brewing Company. We have Mercury's wing. Again, would have fit probably in one of our square shapes, but why not make it unique? Why not make it stand out? Show something different that they haven't seen on headwear today. So we love the fact that we have these custom shapes to offer you guys. Again, we know not every logo is necessarily conducive to a custom shape. We know we're going to do a lot of stock shapes still, but we love that we have this to be able to offer you guys. So it's available in all of those faux colors, as well as the genuine leather and the tan and the chocolate. So lots of options to choose from there. So that's a little bit of product. Jenny, what do you got?
I was just going to say, the best way to start up a project so that you can get a virtual going is just to email custom@outdoorcap.com. Send your logo, what choice of cap that you want. And if you want a custom shape, or you just want to do a normal shape with one of the faux leather patches, go ahead and do that and send it to us. And those designers will help guide you and give you some great creative ways that you can show that customer's logo.
Perfect. Good. Thanks for that reminder. Yeah, that was custom@outdoorcap.com is the email address for anything that you need our help decorating. That's where those requests will go. So just a real quick touch base on some of the program details, and then Jenny's going to highlight the marketing deck and package that the team has put together for you to showcase these to your clients, really a pass-through channel marketing piece that our team has put together. So she'll highlight that, but want to hit. So if you've done our patch program before, you know that we had one type of application leading into 2021. We we had sewn on every patch that we put together. But now we're adding the heat seal application. Getting into the custom shapes required us to get into heat seal. And so there's an economic benefit there to the heat seal too. It takes a little bit less time, obviously not quite as a manual of a process as sewing each and every one. And so if you have a price sensitive customer, maybe opt for that heat seal. It works on the embroidered twill. It works on sublimation, as well as the genuine and the faux leather. So you can choose heat seal on the whole gamut. We will note again that the run stitch is only available on stock shape. So if it's a custom shape, we've got to heat seal those on, and our account leads will guide you through that process as you engage us on a project. So you can see there a couple of 3 days to get you the virtual, especially if we're creating using a creative graphic for you. 10 business days is what it takes for us to produce these after you approve virtual or the sample. And it's a 48-piece minimum, as Jenny said earlier, with no setup. So a custom shape with no setups is really not something that's very normal in this business, right? And so we're excited to be able to pass that along to you guys.
And I've seen too, when studying the competition, we're anywhere from 40 cents up to $1.40 net less on those patches.
Yeah.
So
And
that's why Outdoor Cap is a good choice.
Bringing it in-house, we're able to control those costs. So, you know, that was a wise decision a few years ago, I'd say. So, so Jenny, walk through the marketing pack. I think there's some exciting things. The first thing we got to show them though, marketing team did their own, I'm going to call it flip chart. So Ben, can you show that GIF? So this GIF is going to be available. Some call it a GIF. It's a GIF. Ben, marketing. Tomato. Okay. All right. Tomato. So we're going to go GIF for now, but check this out. So you can post this out on your LinkedIn profile. You could put it out on your Instagram page, your Facebook feed, any of those type of medias that you use to advertise yourself, market yourself, introduce new products and programs to. Would this not be one of the more eye-catching things that is on someone's Facebook feed? And
I love how when the patch shows up on the front of the cap, it pulsates around the color is. So that's really brilliant.
And we're going to show you where this is on our website, so you can just download it, share it, drop it into your social feeds, and utilize this thing. I mean, I can sit here and watch this for a while. I just love no, I don't. I wander around most of the day, but I just love it. I think it's creative. It's eye-catching. It's something that's going to be very engaging. And there's going to be questions asked when somebody has this on their social feed. Do you not think they're going to get a little attention and some questions? For sure. So show them show all the other assets that we have. So next,
basically you're just going to go onto our website, which is promo.outdoorcap.com, and you'll see the tile right there has our custom and faux leather patches on there, and you could just click on that, or you can do /domestic-patches too. But we've got different things that we can do here. We've got the flyer that you can send to your customer, download it as a PDF, and then also you can show the faux leather flyer that has all the different colors. And we have a brochure there, but really that social media pack is really what we want to hone in on is, do a trickle kind of campaign that you can do. One, put it on your Instagram one day, then a couple days later, do it on your LinkedIn or your Facebook, and people will really get that attention. So we really encourage that. There's been a lot of time spent on that, and then you can just use it and put your own branding, put your own verbiage on there, and it's perfect to share with your customers.
I mean, Jenny, we are starting to get a little bit more face-to-face meetings, not a ton, right? But we've got all these assets. So we talked about value of headwear flyer. That's out there on our website. Yes. So if I were a distributor and I was wanting to introduce custom shapes in faux leather, what I would do is I would take the time to email custom at Outdoor Cap. I'd send in a particular client's logo. I would have us create a spec, a virtual for them. That's going to take us a couple of 3 days. Then I would take this flyer and the value of headwear flyer, and I would craft a little narrative that say, hey, I wanted to introduce you to something new that I think will absolutely highlight and showcase your logo and your brand around town. Check this out. I've created a virtual. By the way, headwear is the most effective way to do that. There's a little flyer on that. And look at this array of colors that I can do for you. That's what I'd do. I'd spend my Friday morning and I'd do 3 or 4 of those this Friday. I'd hit up our virtual team. I'd ask for a couple of those, and I'd do that. You're going to generate some interest. You're going to generate some business. And I think that's how I'd spend my Friday.
I think that's perfect.
So,
perfect.
So what else you wanted to talk about? A little gifting that we're going to do,
surprise
right?
for you. So all of you that have joined our Cappy hours in the past, we have that long list. And what we're doing is we're going to pick one of those people and we're going to award you with a free 24-piece self promo. And you can choose if you want to do a custom shape or you want to do the faux leather, regular sublimated patch. It doesn't matter. We'll do that for you so that you're going to get that. So we're going to reach out to you on who the winner is. And then all of you that are new and have not attended any other Cappy hour except for today's Cappy hour, we're put you in a different pile that you're going to get awarded that same type of thing, 24 pieces, and it's a self promo.
Right.
So we really wish you luck and hope that you win. For sure.
Well, we look at these. We were just talking about yesterday. I mean, it really is a self promo on a cap. It's a great business card, is it not? It's
Absolutely.
A little leave behind. You're going to generate interest. People are always inquisitive. What's the first thing they do? They kind of do here, and they roll the visor a little bit, and they're just checking this thing out. And so you're going to generate interest. So hopefully, you can use that to drive some more business in the new year. So for those that it's your first time, hopefully this Cappy hour was informative. We have all of our previous Cappy hours on our website. Yes. And so if you want to learn Headwear 101, you've never sold headwear before, there are some great tutorials and webinars out on our website for you to look at. If you want to know what's trending in headwear today, there's just this whole library of resources that we've done over the last 12 months.
And you can see in the very beginning when we were really green and not stumbling through, and then hopefully this is a little bit more fluid. Hopefully a year later.
I hope so. But again, thank you all for joining us today. Check it all out. We know that you can drive some new business in the new year here, and especially as we roll into the second quarter, it really feels like things are starting to kind of come back to life. And so we'd love for you to partner with Outdoor Cap, and we're honored that you will go out and present our products to your customers. So thank you all for joining us, and best of luck for the rest of 2021.
Thank you all.